Ecological services or ecosystem services are the many and varied benefits that humans freely gain from the natural environment and from properly functioning ecosystems. There are four categories of ecosystem services. We have supporting, provisioning, regulating, and cultural services. Supporting services are those that are necessary for the production of all other ecosystem services. This includes services such as nutrient cycling, primary production, soil formation, and habitat provision. These services make it possible for the ecosystems to continue providing services such as food supply, flood regulation, and water purification. These are the indicators in the supporting services to determine the satisfaction rating of the residents of Panabo City. These sample questions will be used to determine the recent changes in the environment together with supporting aspects in the ecological services. In question number 1, majority of the respondents experience exhaustion due to too much heat. 28% of the respondents often experience coughing due to air pollutants. And number 3, 58% of the respondents says that their plants bear more fruits often. And question number 4, 40% says that often get easily dried up because of too much heat. Lastly, in number 5, 42% of the respondents says that they seldom see any rare types of animals. Based on the questions of the indicators given above and the data that have collected, respondents are satisfied. Provisioning services, water, food, wood, and other goods are some of material benefits people obtain from ecosystems called provisioning services. Many provisioning services are traded in markets. However, in many regions, rural households also directly depend on provisioning services for their livelihoods. These are the indicators in the provisioning services to determine the satisfaction rating of the residents of Panabo City. These indicators are made to determine if the provisioning services meet or sustain the needs of each resident in Panabo City. In question number 1, only 27% of the respondents say that they always uses medicinal herbs to cure some illness. In question number 2, 20% of them always use woods in cooking, while the rest say they often use it. And number 3, the majority of the respondents still uses traditional products such as amakan and cocoa lumber for the constructions of their houses. And number 4, 57% of them says that the marketplace seldom sells the spices that they need or want. Lastly, in question number 5, the majority of the respondents says that they aren't satisfied to consume tap water as a drinkable water. Overall, as shown in the graph above, 23% of them are very satisfied, 31% are satisfied, 36% aren't satisfied enough, and 10% of them are unsatisfied. Regulating services are defined as the benefits obtained from the regulation of ecosystem processes such as climate regulation, natural hazard regulation, water purification and waste management, pollination or pest control. These are the indicators in the regulating services to determine the satisfaction rating of the residents of Panabo City. The questions are chosen to determine the satisfaction of human environment towards the regulating services that the ecosystem gives. In number 1, 53% of respondents, they say that seldom experience respiratory diseases. And as shown in the first graph of regulating services, respondents did not always experience such diseases, by which means that fresh air is still available in respondents' areas. In the question number 2, majority of the respondents never encountered diarrhea and amovia and consuming drinkable water. In question number 3, 67% of respondents says that they often eat vegetables and fruits. And number 4, 47% of them says that they seldom use fertilization for their plants. Lastly, in number 5, 44% of the respondents always prioritize drainage their areas to ensure the safety measure against floods. All in all, respondents are satisfied of the benefits of the regulating services of the ecosystem. Cultural services include non-material benefits that people obtain from ecosystem, such as spiritual enrichment, intellectual development, recreation, and aesthetic values. These are the indicators in the cultural services to determine the satisfaction rating of the residents of Panabo City. These indicators are made to determine the satisfaction of each individual on the cultural aspects of the ecological services. In question number 1, 43% of the respondents often participate in tourism development activities. 17% of them says that they always participate, so it means that they found a pleasure in doing community services. In question number 2, 47% of them says that they often maintain and improve their local area to attract tourists. In question number 3, 10% of the respondents always attend festivals or any cultural activities, and 53% of them often attend. In question number 4, 37% of the engage in art because they are inspired by their surroundings. And the last question, 44% of the respondents often do physical activities on the environment. Overall, the respondents are satisfied of the benefits given by the cultural aspect of the ecological services. At the indicators in the supporting services, most of them experience exhaustion due to too much heat. If the carbon dioxide intake of plants isn't enough, then the carbon cycle nowadays are not balanced because there will be a lot amount of carbon dioxide that is stored in the atmosphere. Almost of their plants are easily dried up due to too much heat that plants can't absorb enough too much heat because of global warming. Overall, the respondents are satisfied with all other services that the ecosystem have given to them. With the fast development of technologies and building of a lot industries, it should be not a reason to forget to maintain the environment. The researchers and the respondents itself must help to sustain the services of the ecosystem so that the future generation can still benefit from the ecological services.